the HPSL Calcutta Fillies trial stakes. I got a chance to speak to connections for 3 of the 5 runners. Well, first and foremost, let's hear it from the connections for Lady Sunshine. First with Mr. Bharat Singh, what he thinks about his horse and what he thinks about the rest of the field.
Well, I think the main danger would be probably Tahila. Neil's filly won well. I think another furlong will suit her more in what she did, because she only started moving in the last furlong, if you see. And I think Lady Sunshine is well within herself. I think she should run a great.
So now let's hear from the proud owner of Lady Sunshine, Mr. Jaideep Datta Gupta, what he thinks about his ward and his take on the rest of the field.
I think the horse, the filly, is fairly well known, so there's nothing much more that I can add to it. She's a terrific performer, and we've all at this racecourse watched her do very well. Even if you look at her last run, she lost by a nose but did not have a very clear run in the straight, and the horses behind that were 10 lengths behind, right? So she's done nothing wrong. The only issue is that she's been bred as a middle distance horse, which is mile plus. And this race, the Fillies in Calcutta, is 1400 meters, 7 furlongs. So she will be up against sprinters in a sprint race. So that makes it a little more difficult for her, but perhaps on class she can still make it. Talking a little bit about competition, it's a fairly open race with some very nice, robust sprinting fillies. Okay. So Natural Grace has done absolutely nothing wrong. 5 runs, 4 wins, and 1 second by a short neck. Okay, so she's right up there. Trakila has also impressed us very much with her runs, and you can never discount Vijay Singh at this center. So Forest Fragrance should also not be discounted out. Dubai Princess lost to Trakila, but then that was a 6 furlong. Dubai Princess has run a 7 furlong race in Bangalore. So we need to see what Natural Grace and Trakila do over 7 furlongs. But it's a very competitive field. It's going to be a good race.
So now we move on to Natural Grace, and Natural Grace has won all but one of her start, and I will hear from Neil Darasha what he thinks about his ward and possible threat that he finds in this field.
Well, there's nothing much to say about Natural Grace. She's won 4 out of her 5 starts, and the first start, the only start that she lost by a very close margin. She could have also won. She's the highest rated horse in the race. Nothing wrong, can't falter in any way. Big heart. She's obviously one of the main contenders in the race. There's no two ways about it. We're going to look around for horses to say are going to be favourite in the race. But I honestly think that this horse and Trahila have an unbeaten record.
And finally, we come to Trahila. She's unbeaten 3 from 3. Let's hear from the young gun, Ashay Doctor, what he thinks about his ward.
So Trahila has been doing well. She's done nothing wrong so far. She's had 3 out of 3, and all going well. I mean, I hope she does well even in the Fillies. Definitely, we'll face a lot of challenges from the likes of Lady Sunshine, Natural Grace. So at the end of the day, I think the challenge for her is she's never gone 7 furlong before. So I think that's going to be the main challenge first, and then depending on the pace of the race and depending on how the race pans out, I think a lot will be judged on the individual talent of the jockeys also in the race, because I think we are not going to have more than 5 or 6 runners. Yeah, so far so good. She's been doing well, and touch wood, she's keeping herself well and she's feeling well. I think she should get the 7 furlong. 7 furlong in Calcutta is not as difficult as it seems, because we've got a short straight here. So I think she should be fine doing a 7. We're going in the Fillies trial stakes, so the main threat is the field, definitely. If I don't beat the field, I don't win.
Right.
But if you're going to ask me to pick one horse where I feel the danger might be, I think it's going to be Lady Sunshine.
So that's the 5 runners we got. I can make a case for any one of the 5 runners to win this race, but it's going to be a very exciting humdinger, and be here to witness the HPSL Calcutta Fillies Trial Stakes 2024.